just a hobby flight, nothing more, until the images on his screen revealed the ambush waiting ahead. For 18 months at Forward Operating Base Kandahar, soldiers had watched maintenance technician Marcus Ghost Williams fly his civilian quadcopter during off-duty hours around the perimeter fence. Assuming his obvious fascination with recreational drone photography reflected nothing more than typical veteran hobby interests rather than recognizing the calculated surveillance patterns of someone whose classified Air Force career had involved operating Predator and Reaper drones during counterterrorism missions across 3 combat theaters, requiring him to identify enemy positions and coordinate precision strikes, while maintaining operational security that protected ground forces from ambush scenarios exactly like the one his recreational footage would soon expose to an entire platoon preparing for routine patrol deployment. What they couldn't see beneath his maintenance uniform and civilian contractor identification was a distinctive radiation exposure scar on his left forearm, marking where equipment malfunction during classified drone operations had exposed him to hazardous materials, while he maintained visual contact with hostile forces for 72 continuous hours during a siege situation that required his technical expertise to guide evacuation helicopters through enemy territory while coordinating close air support missions that saved an entire Special Forces unit from annihilation in mountainous terrain where traditional surveillance methods had failed completely. Welcome to Silent Salute, where we reveal how America's most skilled drone operators sometimes transition to maintenance roles while carrying invisible reminders of precision warfare operations. Their extraordinary surveillance expertise hidden beneath routine repair duties, while their combat-tested knowledge remains dormant until recognition moments that transform entire military installations and remind everyone that heroes continue serving in unexpected ways through technical competence that transcends uniform requirements and maintains operational readiness. Before we share this incredible story of hidden vigilance that shocked an entire combat outpost when recreational drone footage revealed years of classified surveillance experience, tell us in the comments about a time when you discovered someone's technical background that completely changed your understanding of their capabilities and the precision missions they conducted in hostile airspace. And if you believe that our most experienced operators often work without recognition while processing combat memories through activities that help maintain connection to military service and honor fallen teammates, hit that subscribe button to support our mission of celebrating those whose classified expertise continues protecting freedom through civilian service that transcends deployment cycles and reminds us that warrior instincts never truly fade from active surveillance. The Forward Operating Base Maintenance Facility operated as essential support infrastructure where military contractors provided technical services that enabled combat readiness through equipment repair, systems maintenance, and logistical support during deployment operations that required civilian expertise to supplement military personnel while maintaining operational effectiveness in hostile environments where equipment failure could compromise mission success and endanger personnel during critical combat scenarios. The base itself represented strategic position in ongoing counterterrorism operations where American forces conducted daily patrols and surveillance missions designed to identify enemy positions and protect local populations from insurgent activities, supported by civilian contractors whose specialized technical knowledge enabled mission success through equipment maintenance, communication support, and facility management during extended deployment periods that tested every aspect of military logistics and operational sustainability. Maintenance Operations Supervisor Master Sergeant David Wrench Rodriguez managed technical services with military precision that ensured equipment readiness met demanding requirements of combat operations, where mechanical reliability determined mission effectiveness during patrols and reconnaissance activities that required functioning systems and properly maintained vehicles for personnel protection in hostile territory where equipment failure could prove catastrophic. Rodriguez possessed extensive deployment experience, including multiple combat tours and advanced technical training, providing him with operational expertise and mechanical knowledge that enabled him to recognize exceptional repair skills while identifying contractors whose stress management and technical precision suggested military backgrounds that exceeded normal civilian maintenance capabilities and preparation for combat zone technical support responsibilities. The contractor maintenance team included former military personnel whose specialized knowledge enhanced operational effectiveness, while civilian employees provided equipment repair and technical support that enabled military personnel to focus on combat missions rather than routine maintenance tasks that required dedicated attention and professional competence during life-threatening deployment environments where technical failures could compromise entire operations. Daily FOB operations included continuous equipment maintenance, vehicle preparation, and communications systems management designed to support combat patrols and surveillance missions. From basic mechanical repair to advanced electronics troubleshooting, whose deployment success demanded technical excellence that exceeded normal military training and prepared installations for combat scenarios where equipment superiority provided tactical advantage against insurgent forces using improvised weapons. Williams, you've been managing drone maintenance protocols with attention that exceeds contractor requirements and suggests familiarity with advanced UAV operations, Master Sergeant Rodriguez observed during routine technical briefing, his operational curiosity finally overcoming military restraint about contractor backgrounds. Your approach to drone systems and surveillance equipment indicates experience with military UAV programs that goes beyond civilian maintenance training. Have you considered positions that would better utilize whatever technical background prepared you for this level of competence around classified drone systems and precision surveillance equipment? Williams continued his systematic maintenance routine with precision learned during actual combat operations where equipment failure meant mission compromise for ground forces, depending on drone surveillance expertise. Understanding that proper technical preparation enabled mission effectiveness during combat situations where mechanical breakdown could endanger lives of fellow service members who trusted equipment reliability under life-threatening combat conditions and hostile fire scenarios. His technical management reflected military training that emphasized systematic procedures, operational security, and professional competence with advanced surveillance systems that enabled him to work efficiently while maintaining equipment standards that protected mission effectiveness and personnel safety during intensive combat operations that pushed mechanical systems beyond normal operational parameters in dangerous combat environments. Master Sergeant, effective maintenance ensures mission readiness and equipment reliability that enables combat effectiveness and operational success. Williams replied carefully, his response revealing nothing about classified experience while acknowledging professional observation. These technical procedures support operational readiness and equipment functionality that require systematic approach and attention to detail that sustains base operations and protects personnel during combat deployment scenarios. Technical Operations Coordinator Senior Master Sergeant Lisa Circuit Chun, whose responsibility for contractor performance included evaluating technical competence and identifying employees whose capabilities might be underutilized in basic maintenance positions, had begun questioning Williams's apparent overqualification for repair duties that seemed inconsistent with his obvious drone expertise and professional bearing around advanced surveillance systems during combat operations. Chun possessed technical knowledge about contractor backgrounds and qualifications that enabled her to identify unusual patterns in job performance, making Williams's situation particularly puzzling because his drone expertise and military bearing suggested experience that exceeded current position requirements and might warrant promotion to advanced technical responsibilities involving direct mission support and surveillance equipment management. Williams, your drone systems knowledge and surveillance equipment management suggest background that exceeds typical contractor preparation for FOB maintenance work, Chun observed during performance evaluation meeting, her technical curiosity reflecting genuine interest in appropriate job placement. Most contractors require extensive orientation to understand military drone systems and surveillance protocols, but you immediately adapted to procedures that require technical expertise and comfort with classified systems that suggest specialized background or training that might be better utilized in advanced positions involving direct combat support. Williams's response reflected understanding gained from military service while maintaining privacy about classified experience that he wasn't ready to discuss with supervisors who couldn't fully comprehend the psychological challenges that accompanied transition from drone operations to contractor employment in military environment where surveillance activities triggered combat memories requiring continued private management through specialized counseling designed for classified operation veterans. Her careful balance between acknowledging technical competence and protecting personal privacy required diplomatic responses that satisfied administrative curiosity without revealing classified background that might complicate employment status or trigger unwanted attention to medical issues that required ongoing treatment through specialized trauma therapy designed for drone operators whose classified missions had involved precision targeting decisions. Senior Master Sergeant. Effective systems management requires understanding of technical procedures and equipment functionality that enable combat operations and mission effectiveness. Williams responded diplomatically, maintaining professionalism while protecting privacy. Technical competence develops through systematic approach and attention to detail that ensures equipment reliability and operational readiness during combat scenarios that require professional handling of advanced systems and precision surveillance equipment. The curiosity intensified when base personnel noticed Williams's apparent familiarity with advanced drone systems and surveillance analysis methods that exceeded normal contractor training, leading to speculation about his background and previous experience that might explain his exceptional technical expertise and comfortable handling of classified systems that required specialized knowledge typically possessed only by personnel with extensive military drone operations experience. His comfort with various surveillance scenarios particularly attracted attention because he demonstrated familiarity with technical procedures that most contractors never encountered, including combat flight patterns, target identification methods, and operational security approaches that required technical knowledge typically possessed only by personnel with extensive military drone experience or specialized training backgrounds in hostile surveillance environments. Drone Systems Specialist Technical Sergeant Robert Eagle Martinez, whose own operational experience included deployment as drone sensor operator and surveillance systems instructor, organized informal observations designed to assess whether Williams's apparent expertise represented actual military drone experience or exceptional civilian training that had developed extraordinary technical competence with advanced surveillance systems. Martinez possessed technical expertise and operational background that enabled him to recognize advanced drone operations skills, having worked with Air Force personnel and military contractors whose backgrounds included classified experience that exceeded normal training requirements and suggested specialized service in hostile surveillance environments during classified combat missions. Williams, your handling of drone systems and surveillance expertise suggests specialized training that exceeds contractor preparation and indicates background in military drone operations or tactical surveillance. Martinez observed during equipment maintenance session his operational experience enabling him to recognize capabilities that suggested military training or specialized technical background. If your experience includes Air Force service or specialized training, you should understand surveillance systems that prepare contractors for working with advanced drone techniques and operational security methods that require technical expertise. Williams recognized the questioning as professional interest from fellow veteran rather than casual curiosity, understanding that drone personnel developed bonds based on shared operational experience, while maintaining natural interest in backgrounds that couldn't be verified through normal administrative channels or personnel records that might not fully document contractor qualifications for classified technical positions. His response required careful consideration of privacy needs balanced against professional respect for fellow veteran whose technical competence and operational experience deserved acknowledgement without revealing details about medical retirement and combat trauma that had ended his Air Force career while requiring continued psychological processing through specialized therapy designed for drone operators whose targeting decisions had saved lives. Martinez, surveillance systems require technical understanding and systematic management that ensures operational effectiveness and mission success that protect personnel during combat operations. Williams replied respectfully, his military background enabling him to provide technical response without revealing classified service details. These capabilities develop through consistent attention to detail and understanding of technical requirements that maintain equipment standards and operational effectiveness during combat surveillance scenarios. The workplace speculation escalated when military personnel began discussing Williams's apparent overqualification for maintenance duties, leading to conversations about his motivations for accepting contractor work that seemed beneath his obvious technical competence and surveillance expertise that suggested Air Force or drone operations background that warranted advanced responsibilities involving direct mission support. These discussions occurred during informal gatherings after duty hours, when military personnel shared experiences and discussed base operations, creating an environment where Williams's privacy about his background became increasingly noticeable to veterans who understood military drone culture and recognized signs of operational experience that exceeded normal contractor backgrounds and suggested classified service history. Base Operations Officer Major James Overwatch Thompson, whose responsibility for overall combat effectiveness included ensuring appropriate utilization of contractor capabilities and identifying personnel whose skills might enhance mission readiness, decided that direct inquiry might reveal information that would explain Williams's unusual competence and determine appropriate job placement that maximized his apparent technical expertise. Thompson possessed command experience and operational background that enabled him to recognize exceptional personnel and identify individuals whose capabilities exceeded their current positions, making his interest in Williams's background both professionally motivated and personally curious about veteran transition challenges that he understood from his own service experience in Air Force drone operations community. Williams, I've observed your technical handling and surveillance competence during maintenance operations, and I'm curious about your background and qualifications that prepared you for this level of expertise with drone systems, Thompson stated during private meeting, his tone reflecting command interest rather than casual inquiry. Your performance suggests experience that exceeds normal contractor capabilities, and your professional bearing indicates background that might be better utilized in advanced positions that require specialized technical knowledge and surveillance expertise that could enhance our combat operations. Williams understood the implications of Major Thompson's inquiry, but chose not to reveal classified service that would complicate his contractor status, while potentially triggering security evaluations and medical assessments that could affect his employment and personal privacy regarding combat trauma and psychological treatment that supported his civilian transition and recovery from operational stress. His decision reflected careful consideration of career stability needs that protected his economic security while maintaining therapeutic routine that had become an essential part of his recovery from combat trauma and adjustment to civilian life that required gradual healing rather than sudden exposure to military scrutiny that might compromise his progress through specialized treatment programs designed for drone operators. Major, my technical background has prepared me for systems management that supports combat operations and mission readiness through systematic approach and attention to detail that ensures operational effectiveness, Williams replied carefully, maintaining respect for his rank while protecting personal privacy. These contractor responsibilities provide meaningful work that utilizes relevant skills while supporting military missions that require professional competence and technical consciousness around advanced surveillance systems. The incident that would expose Williams's hidden identity occurred during routine patrol preparation when his recreational drone footage inadvertently captured enemy positions during what appeared to be casual hobby flight, creating a situation where his instinctive analysis of surveillance imagery revealed tactical capabilities that immediately attracted attention from military personnel familiar with professional drone operations and combat surveillance procedures learned through classified operational experience. This surveillance discovery existed to demonstrate how recreational activities could provide tactical intelligence during actual combat scenarios, while enabling technical personnel to contribute operational expertise that might be required during patrol planning and threat assessment activities that could protect American lives during routine missions that faced constant ambush threats in hostile territory. Intelligence Analysis Coordinator Master Sergeant Patricia Scope Williams was reviewing Williams's recreational drone footage when tactical analysis requirements revealed professional surveillance capabilities that immediately triggered recognition based on her own operational experience and familiarity with advanced techniques that suggested specialized training recognizable to experienced drone operations personnel who understood combat surveillance methodology. The surveillance scenario involved routine patrol route that faced potential ambush situation with enemy positions concealed along roadway, requiring immediate tactical assessment, threat identification, and mission coordination that tested every aspect of military intelligence analysis while maintaining operational security protocols that protected both patrol personnel and surveillance sources during high-threat combat situations. Williams's response to the surveillance discovery demonstrated Air Force capabilities that exceeded normal contractor training, including tactical analysis techniques, threat assessment skills, and operational coordination that suggested extensive training in military drone operations and combat surveillance that characterized Air Force training rather than civilian technical certification programs or hobbyist drone operation experience. His surveillance performance revealed specialized techniques for maintaining effectiveness during combat intelligence analysis, efficient threat identification procedures, and operational protocols that indicated training designed for combat situations where surveillance expertise meant mission success and personnel survival during hostile environments and enemy surveillance detection scenarios that required professional competence. But what truly exposed Williams's background wasn't just his analysis techniques. It was what happened after the initial threat identification when he continued surveillance for another 4 hours conducting systematic pattern analysis that no civilian contractor would understand, using reconnaissance methods that could only be learned through Air Force training, while demonstrating combat stress management that suggested extensive experience with life or death targeting decisions during classified operations. When Master Sergeant Williams finally reviewed the complete surveillance analysis at 1,400 hours, she discovered threat assessment documentation that should have required formal intelligence training, but his tactical recommendations remained professionally accurate due to specialized analytical techniques and operational conditioning that only Air Force drone operators learned during combat training designed for precision targeting operations behind enemy lines. Sir, these surveillance techniques and threat analysis capabilities appear consistent with advanced Air Force training from specialized drone programs. Williams observed with professional recognition, her operational experience enabling her to identify skills that suggested military drone training rather than civilian technical certification. These capabilities typically develop through intensive programs that prepare personnel for combat surveillance operations during Air Force missions and hostile intelligence gathering scenarios that exceed normal training requirements. Williams realized that surveillance analysis requirements had exposed classified Air Force capabilities that he had been concealing for employment reasons. Understanding that his specialized drone operations skills would trigger questions about his military background and medical retirement that might complicate his contractor status, while drawing unwanted attention to combat experiences that required continued private management and psychological treatment. The Air Force capabilities that Master Sergeant Williams discovered represented years of specialized training and specific classified experience that included technical details about predator drone operations, tactical surveillance procedures, and targeting techniques that had saved lives during combat scenarios that tested every aspect of his specialized training and personal courage under extreme combat stress and enemy fire. Major Thompson, summoned to examine the discovered surveillance capabilities and assess their implications for contractor background verification, immediately recognized the tactical analysis techniques as consistent with Air Force drone training that suggested extensive classified experience rather than civilian technical certification or normal occupational training that might occur during contractor duties at forward operating bases. Master Sergeant Williams, document these capabilities and request immediate verification of this contractor's military service record, Thompson instructed, his command experience recognizing that specialized Air Force drone skills indicated service background that should have been documented during hiring process. These surveillance techniques suggest operational training that typically accompanies classified deployments and Air Force service that requires appropriate recognition and support services for veteran contractors. The verification process that followed Williams's recognition revealed his actual military service record as decorated Air Force veteran whose classified deployments had included multiple drone operations in hostile combat environments, while his medical retirement documentation explained transition from active duty to civilian contractor employment that utilized his surveillance expertise while supporting his psychological recovery from combat trauma and targeting stress. Military records review disclosed extent of his classified service that included predator drone missions, tactical surveillance operations, and targeting experiences that had earned commendations for precision under extreme combat conditions. While medical documentation explained the psychological challenges and combat stress that had necessitated medical retirement and ongoing specialized trauma counseling services designed for drone operators. Major Thompson, reviewing Williams's classified military records and operational experience, realized that his base had unknowingly employed a decorated Air Force drone operator whose surveillance expertise and military experience exceeded virtually all active duty personnel and represented exceptional qualifications that deserved recognition and appropriate utilization in advanced intelligence positions supporting combat operations. His understanding of Williams's situation immediately shifted from administrative curiosity about skilled contractor to command responsibility for supporting Air Force veteran whose service record demanded respect and whose transition challenges required appropriate accommodation and recognition of his sacrifices for drone operations and national security missions at the highest classification levels, involving precision targeting decisions. Mr. Williams, your military service record shows extensive Air Force drone operations and surveillance expertise throughout multiple classified deployment theaters, including missions that earned recognition for extraordinary precision under extreme combat conditions, Thompson said during private meeting, his tone reflecting command respect for service sacrifice. Your contractor file failed to document years of Air Force service and medical retirement, following operational trauma sustained during classified missions that exemplify drone excellence and operational courage that deserves appropriate recognition and support. Williams's response reflected the dignity of someone whose classified experience had prepared him for recognition while maintaining privacy about medical issues and combat memories that had complicated his transition from drone operations to civilian employment that provided stability during challenging adjustment period requiring specialized psychological treatment for classified trauma survivors and targeting stress management. His careful acknowledgement balanced appreciation for respect with continued need for privacy about classified experiences that required ongoing psychological treatment and personal healing that civilian recognition might complicate despite good intentions from military personnel who understood veteran transition challenges and combat trauma recovery from precision targeting responsibilities. Major, my Air Force service included classified operations and drone training responsibilities that prepared me for contractor work that supports combat missions, Williams replied respectfully, maintaining dignity while acknowledging recognition. When this position became available, my Air Force experience provided relevant background for technical management while allowing continued service to military community in civilian capacity that supports my personal recovery and transition goals. The investigation that followed Williams's recognition revealed administrative oversight that had failed to document his Air Force drone operator status during contractor hiring process, while his classified experience record explained his exceptional performance and familiarity with surveillance systems that had exceeded normal contractor capabilities and attracted professional attention from base personnel who understood advanced technical competence. Administrative review disclosed that contractor application process hadn't included adequate verification procedures for Air Force personnel, creating situation where decorated drone operator had been hired as general contractor without appropriate recognition of service background that deserved special consideration and might have qualified him for advanced positions that better utilized his surveillance expertise and combat experience. Surveillance specialist Martinez, whose own operational experience included drone operations and intelligence analysis, approached Williams with obvious professional respect for Air Force service that represented shared military culture and operational experience that created bonds between drone operators regardless of service branch or current employment status in civilian contractor positions. Martinez's response reflected understanding that Williams's background represented service excellence that transcended normal recognition while acknowledging that contractor work provided meaningful employment that honored Air Force experience through continued service to military mission that prepared current warriors for combat deployment and surveillance challenges in hostile environments. Marcus, your Air Force drone experience and surveillance expertise demonstrate continued dedication to mission excellence that honors service background while supporting current combat operations. Martinez said with genuine respect, his own military background enabling him to appreciate significance of Williams's service record. Your transition to contractor position while maintaining professional competence honors Air Force tradition and provides invaluable expertise that enhances base capabilities through example of extraordinary service dedication and operational excellence. The demonstration that followed Williams's recognition became legendary moment for entire base, illustrating how Air Force drone veterans sometimes served in contractor roles while contributing operational experience and surveillance expertise that enhanced mission effectiveness through unique understanding of combat requirements and tactical realities that prepared current personnel for deployment challenges and targeting scenarios that required precision decision-making under combat stress. Military personnel learned that Williams's technical services represented more than contractor responsibility, but continued service to military mission that honored his classified experience, while providing meaningful work that supported his transition from active duty to civilian life, that maintained connection to Air Force community and operational purpose, that gave meaning to post-service career and continued contribution to national security. Mr. Williams represents the kind of operational experience and surveillance expertise that defines Air Force excellence and extraordinary precision that inspires everyone in our combat environment. Major Thompson announced during base formation that acknowledged his service without compromising classified details. His Air Force background and continued competence demonstrate professionalism that enhances our combat mission while honoring classified service that exemplifies military values and operational courage under the most extreme combat circumstances imaginable. The specialized surveillance program that Williams agreed to establish became legacy that enhanced base intelligence capabilities while providing him with meaningful service that honored his classified background by ensuring personnel received training that could prevent casualties during combat operations and surveillance procedures that required professional expertise developed through Air Force operational experience and precision, targeting under hostile conditions. His willingness to share surveillance knowledge without revealing classified operational details created educational opportunities that prepared military personnel for combat situations where his Air Force-proven expertise could prove critical during actual operations and intelligence challenges that exceeded standard training scenarios and required specialized techniques learned through extreme combat circumstances and precision targeting responsibilities. His classified surveillance expertise transformed base intelligence procedures while creating educational opportunities that prepared personnel for combat situations where his Air Force knowledge could prove critical during actual missions and tactical challenges that required technical competence and professional handling that honored Air Force standards and operational excellence under combat stress. Williams's influence extended beyond technical instruction to include lessons about professional competence, Air Force bearing, and service dedication that inspired base personnel to approach their responsibilities with greater appreciation for Air Force veterans whose expertise enhanced combat effectiveness, while honoring sacrifices made during classified service to national security missions that required precision targeting decisions. Major Thompson, realizing that his assessment of Williams's capabilities had been based on complete ignorance of his Air Force drone experience and military service, approached him with obvious command respect and appreciation for service record that represented the highest levels of Air Force precision despite his extensive military experience and drone operations background. His understanding evolved from viewing him as skilled contractor to recognizing him as Air Force drone operator whose expertise and service sacrifice deserved the highest acknowledgement and whose transition challenges required command support that honored his Air Force background while protecting his civilian employment stability and ongoing psychological treatment for combat trauma. Marcus, I owe you formal recognition for your Air Force service and classified operations that represent military excellence and extraordinary precision that deserves the highest respect, Thompson said during private conversation, his command authority emphasizing profound sincerity of acknowledgement. Your classified record and surveillance expertise explain capabilities I never understood while your professional bearing reflects Air Force values that enhance our base operations. You've been contributing Air Force drone knowledge to our mission while maintaining professionalism that characterizes airmen transitioning to civilian service. Williams used his recognition to establish veteran contractor support programs that combined Air Force experience with civilian employment insights, creating assistance opportunities that help transitioning military personnel find meaningful work that honored their service, while providing economic stability during challenging adjustment periods that required community support and understanding from fellow veterans and military personnel. His program development reflected understanding that veteran transition required civilian employment that maintained connection to military mission while providing healing opportunities that honored service sacrifice through continued contribution to military community that recognized operational experience and surveillance expertise developed during classified service to national security missions requiring precision targeting under extreme combat stress. The most important lesson from today's recognition and the ceremony that followed, Williams explained during veteran transition seminars that became standard throughout Air Force contractor programs, is that Air Force experience and surveillance expertise continue serving military mission through civilian contractor positions that honor service background while supporting personal transition goals. Whether you're conducting classified operations or maintaining technical systems, service excellence continues beyond active duty through professional competence that maintains Air Force standards and operational readiness. The contractor position had provided Williams with opportunity to heal while processing combat trauma and medical challenges that had ended his Air Force career, demonstrating that drone operators could contribute effectively in civilian roles while maintaining capabilities and service dedication that exceeded normal employment expectations and inspired others through example of continued excellence despite psychological challenges from precision targeting responsibilities. His therapeutic work routine had evolved into meaningful career that honored his Air Force service while providing economic stability and personal satisfaction that supported his recovery from combat trauma and psychological challenges that required ongoing treatment and community support from military personnel who understood veteran transition difficulties and combat stress management for drone operators. General Patricia Skywatch Rodriguez, visiting Regional Command for Combat Effectiveness Assessment and Base Evaluation designed to identify best practices for contractor utilization, had requested tour of facilities to evaluate technical services that enabled mission success. When Major Thompson introduced Williams and explained his Air Force drone background that had been recently discovered through surveillance analysis demonstration that revealed years of classified operational experience, General Rodriguez's visit represented command-level interest in contractor programs that effectively utilized veteran expertise while supporting transition challenges that affected military readiness and community support for personnel leaving active duty service for civilian employment that maintained connection to military mission and professional community that understood combat experience. Mr. Williams, your Air Force drone service represents operational excellence and surveillance expertise that honors military tradition and demonstrates extraordinary service dedication. General Rodriguez stated during base inspection, her command authority emphasizing significance of Williams's service record. Your transition to contractor position while maintaining professional competence demonstrates Air Force resilience and provides invaluable expertise that enhances combat effectiveness through operational experience that cannot be replicated through any classroom instruction or simulation training programs. The General's recognition of Williams's Air Force service created base-wide awareness of extraordinary veteran contributions to combat mission, while her command acknowledgement of contractor programs validated approaches that honored military service through civilian employment opportunities that utilized operational experience and surveillance expertise for continued military mission support and combat readiness in hostile deployment environments. Official command recognition of Williams's Air Force service record provided validation that his civilian transition represented extraordinary model for veteran employment that could be replicated throughout military bases requiring surveillance expertise and professional competence that honored classified experience while supporting personal recovery and economic stability for transitioning Air Force drone operators. Years later, when Williams established comprehensive veteran contractor programs while maintaining base employment and technical responsibilities that had supported his recovery. His story continued inspiring personnel who understood that Air Force excellence often belonged to contractors whose service records exceeded their current civilian positions, but represented continued dedication to military mission through professional competence and surveillance expertise. His civilian career had created lasting impact that extended beyond individual transition to include base programs that served other veterans seeking meaningful employment that honored their Air Force service, while providing economic opportunities and community connection that supported successful adjustment to civilian life and continued contribution to military mission readiness and combat effectiveness. His example reminded everyone that at Forward Operating Base Kandahar, as in all military installations employing veteran contractors, the most extraordinary expertise often belonged to personnel whose Air Force service had been earned through drone operations, where precision meant protecting fellow service members under impossible combat conditions rather than seeking recognition or career advancement that characterized normal military progression through peacetime service. The moment when General Rodriguez recognized his Air Force service had lasted only minutes, but its impact continued for years, demonstrating that military excellence often remained hidden until circumstances revealed capabilities that transformed understanding of service dedication and extraordinary sacrifice that continued serving through civilian employment that maintained connection to warrior culture and Air Force values that protected freedom through surveillance superiority. His story became inspiration for other Air Force drone veterans struggling with transition challenges, proving that military excellence could continue through civilian contractor positions that honored service background while providing meaningful work that supported recovery from combat trauma and maintained connection to military mission that gave purpose to post-service careers and continued contribution to national security through professional competence. This story was brought to you by Silent Salute, where we honor America's hidden warriors who continue serving in ways that military communities rarely recognize, until circumstances reveal the extraordinary service backgrounds that make their current contributions possible through surveillance expertise and professional competence earned during classified operations that shape their character and capabilities under impossible combat circumstances and precision targeting responsibilities. Before we leave you today, here's our question. Have you ever discovered that someone's technical skills revealed Air Force service that completely changed your understanding of their capabilities and the classified missions they completed during deployment operations that tested every aspect of their specialized training and precision targeting under extreme combat stress? Have you worked alongside veteran contractors whose professional competence masked military experience while they served in civilian positions that seemed routine but represented continued service to military mission through surveillance expertise earned during classified operations that protected national security? Tell us in the comments about moments when military capabilities were revealed and transformed your perspective on someone's service experience and continued commitment to excellence that honors fallen service members and operational sacrifice through professional competence that exceeds civilian understanding of specialized warfare requirements and precision targeting responsibilities. And if you believe that our most experienced military veterans often work without recognition while carrying psychological reminders of combat operations that shape their capabilities and dedication to service excellence, hit that subscribe button to support our channel's mission of honoring those whose military courage continues serving through civilian positions that maintain connection to warrior culture and Air Force values that protect freedom through surveillance superiority. Nobody questions Williams's technical expertise anymore. Not after General Rodriguez recognized the Air Force drone service that revealed years of classified operations where his surveillance competence and operational precision kept fellow service members alive during missions that history may never fully record, but whose legacy continues through civilian service that honors military sacrifice while inspiring others toward excellence that transcends recognition and represents true warrior spirit that never retires from service to others and protection of freedom through technological superiority.